I think the right to identity is important to every single person. So it's also important for children. And the good thing is that the Convention on the Rights of the Child, when it was drafted, they made an issue of it in Article 7 and 8, which was a great leap forward compared to other human rights conventions. So I think everybody has this question, who am I? And it's the most natural question you can have. So we have some obligations in helping children and people, grown-ups as well, to find the answer to that question. I think we're lucky enough that the Flemish government understood the importance of this right of identity and was looking for ways on how to protect that. And the past years, decades maybe, a group of now adult adopted people were already advocating for the right to access to their files, the right to know their birth parents, or first parents, as most of them now call them. And our government finally responded to it by establishing a center, publicly funded, that would take care of all possible filiation questions of all possible people, which is a very big task. So we support people with filiation questions, we support their practical search, but we also offer psychosocial support because it's a very confrontational issue at times. And besides that, we develop expertise in terms of collecting information, research, but also for adoptees, for example, information on the countries of origin, whether there are people that are trustworthy that can be contacted to do some searches on the field, because it's very complicated to look into that. And we also have a mandate to inform the general public on the importance of the right to information on anything that can build on your knowledge on your own identity. So most of the questions come from adoptees, both domestic and transnational. And then we have some donor children who come to us, also donors themselves, because in Belgium we have a system of anonymity of donors, a quite absolute system of anonymity, but some donors are now realizing how important it can be for donor-conceived people to find who they originate from genetically. And we also have a group specifically for Belgium, maybe the Métis from the colonization. And those are persons that were conceived by white Belgians in Congo and Rwanda and black women there. Not always in a very loving relationships, so to speak. And these children were, in a way, taken away from their mothers when Congo became independent and brought to Belgium, where they ended up in foster families and Catholic adoptive families. And they are really in search of reconstructing their own history. They often know who their father and mothers are, but they don't have it documented. And some of them, for example, didn't have a birth certificate. Again, part of your identity to be able to... I remember one of the Métis who finally found his birth certificate or got his birth certificate, saying that now finally I officially exist. I'm recognized as a person. This man was in his 70s. But we get more and more questions of people coming to us with the so-called family secrets, or children born out of wedlock, saying that, well, I have always had the feeling that my dad isn't my real dad. It's very delicate, and we also try to mediate contacts if that is what our clients want. We have different steps in the process to bring people together. But if the other party says no thanks, then it ends there. I mean, they have the right to privacy as well. So we try to mediate. We do it very discreetly, very tactfully. And sometimes we do get people getting in touch with each other. We had a very emotional client who was already 73, who did find his biological dad in 92. And now they have coffee every now and then. So it's a very rewarding kind of work. So that's in general what we do most of the time, and I only have a very small team and a small budget, so all the energy and effort goes into the individual cases and a lot less into expertise and informing the general public, but we try to do our best.